I'm going to show you a bit of an update on my index card system and give you a few places where I've found some information that I find is useful. Hello everybody, it's Edwina from Minecraft Orchard. How are you? So I have been working on my index card system. And somebody has asked me for a bit of an update, so here we go. I don't feel I'm ready for an update, but let me show you how this is going for now. This is real life. I am a busy person. I run 2 businesses, a family, I teach crafts, the lot. So the reason I've sort of set this up is, first of all, I love index cards. I think they're so versatile. They're the one thing you'll find. I've got packs of these everywhere. I just love them. If you want to ever buy me anything packaged index cards, would be brilliant. I always use them. They're in my handbag. They're on my desk. They just seem to be everywhere. So what I've been doing is a bit of a hybrid system. I've been watching quite a few Zettelkasten videos, which is German for slipbox, which is in essence an index card, and it's mainly used for academia for like dissertations and people who have a lot of ideas and a lot of concepts and they want to put them all into a bit of a coherent place. And so with this, the idea is you make put lots of ideas with the Zettelkasten, you put lots of ideas onto cards, and you're able to then pull on all of those different cards with all the same sort of concept on and bring them all in together to make an idea. As I say, it is brilliant for academia, but I'm using this for all sorts of things. So let me show you. The first thing in this little box here, those are just some new ones I've just labelled up. This one is, I've got months at the back, so I've got a card for each. This is May when I'm doing this. So we've got in May I'm going to have half term, and we've got 2 bank holidays, plus I've got a wedding coming up. And a planner day. So that's sort of just a card of all the things that are going to come up in May that I need to be aware of, and things that I might want to plan for, basically. And I've got one for each month, and I come in here at the beginning of each month and I have a look at what's coming up. So for instance, in April, Wonderwall was on. I didn't go to that. I need to do a VAT return. Got a birthday. We had Easter in April. We had Easter in the end of March, but normally it's in April. And then a few little notes. Camp Nano was coming up as well. And I've just sort of like, that's happening in April. Throw it behind April. Oh, that's happening in December, for instance. Maybe I've got Lace Fair that I'm going to, so that will be thrown into the back of December. Then in front of that, then I've got the master task list for all of the elements of what I do. So I've got Daisycraft, which is my business, and then I've got one that's looks like the tags fell off, which is my craft club that I run. Minecraft Orchard, which is this channel, personal things, home things, and writing. So when I have a task that I'm not going to do this week or next week, but it's something I'm going to want to do in the future, that's where that gets thrown. And it could be I'm going to do it next month. The whole idea of this, and if you are a top program student the same as I am, then it's all prioritised, and this is actually a really good way of doing this. So let me go to my home one. Here we go. So what I've done with this is, because home is always pink, I've actually marked off the tops they're all pink, look. And then what I've done, every time there's a task comes in for home, I put pink across it and I write it on there. And they're in order. So the first thing I think, all right, I need to do, I've got home stuff that needs to come up. What's the first thing that I need to do? I need to book eye tests. So that's actually already in my diary to do, so it's fine. And schedule Harry's hair, so that definitely needs to be done at some point. And then the next one after that would be cleaning that kitchen cabinets, summer planning. Well, the summer doesn't start here in the UK until beginning of July, middle of July. Plan the garden. You know, they're not urgent things, they're things that need to be done. Menu planning, there's an idea that, you know, I could do that. And these are in sort of priority order. It's important I get my son's hair cut over meal planning. It's important that I get the summer holidays planned out before I do meal planning, you know. And it might be that you're working on 2 or 3 at the same time, but the information off this would then go into my quarterly plan, or this would be made into a project card. So with the project cards, they're here right at the front. And I've got definitely one for each element. So there's 5 things I work on. I work on personal home, daisy craft, my craft orchard, and my writing. So I have 5 categories in my life that go across everything. They go across my index cards, my planners, my planning, my projects, the lot. So for instance, I'm sorry about that, I've been suffering from a cold and the cough just gets me just now and then. It's probably because I've done more talking than I normally do. So I'm going to a wedding on the 4th of May, and so I wrote out all the things that needed to be done, and I haven't updated this because I've now got my dress and I've got my shoes. So every week I come into these and I just double check, right, what can I do off this project this week? So this week coming, I need for my shoes, I need to keep wearing them so I can wear them in. I'm going to Planner Fest on the 30th of June. So these are all got dates on. Look, first thing is you'll notice they've got dates on. And we've got to book the hotel. I need to put some money aside for spending. I've got to sort out some table gifts, and print out some cards with my details on and those sort of things. Before that, on the 18th of May, there is a planner weekend away. So I've got a whole list of things to do there. April for writing, which I have done a video on this, so I will link that down below if you're interested in writing and Camp Nano and those sort of things. Then I've got a garter that I'm making for the wedding, so this is pretty urgent now, this date. I've got about a week or so. It's fine, I'm quite happy with the progress I'm making on that. But you know, I've got to be aware that that's coming up. So these are project cards that I go into and I look at every week. So once a month I'm looking at my months, and these are my project cards that I'm updating. And then my backlog, I will, every time new stuff goes in, I will go through that pile and make sure they're all prioritised where they need to go. So that's what's in that box. Then this is a bigger box, obviously, which I needed somewhere to put more in-depth notes in and that sort of thing. So for instance, I've got a whole section here for content for the, you know, this channel. I've got like a section for content pillars, promotions, newsletter, Facebook, Instagram, and that sort of thing. If you'd like to sign up for my newsletter, that would be lovely. I will put a link down below. There's a whole index card. So for instance, if you're a bullet journaler, you know that you have an index at the beginning. So that's what this is. So behind these there would be a card with, say for instance, for my content, it might be I put under the letter C, I would put all the cards that have the different content in it, or it might be under my craft orchard. It would depend where I would think it needs to go. I've even got a tab for Patreon because I'm in the process of setting that up, and I'm hoping that will be ready to roll in May. I'm hoping that's the idea. I've got loads of empty cards and index projects, some index cards that I've made and that sort of thing. So it is a real work in progress. I've only just sort of set this up. There's going to be a section in here for my novel, and all the concepts that go with novel writing and that sort of thing. If, for instance, the backlog of cards and things I want to do get too big for this box, then I will transfer some of them into here. Some of the ones that I know, it might be that I transfer the whole of the task list into there, or it might be that I just put sort of half of them and I have two sections, ones that I definitely want to do, say, like in the next 12 months, and ones that are going to take longer, or someday maybe. I don't know, it depends how many cards I get. And the other thing, the reason I've actually got these here all set up ready to go with yellow tabs on, is because I'm going to be putting the checklists in here as well. So the way I use checklists is simple. So on a Monday I have certain tasks that I have to do. So for instance, I have to check the bank, I have to print orders, check my out of stocks and that for my business. So I make a checklist of all of those tasks. So when it gets to Monday, I can either pull the card out and look at it and go, yeah, I've done that, as a bit of a trigger of tasks that needs to be done. Or I will take the whole wodge of week tasks and put them into my planner to make sure that I don't miss anything. And as new things come on, or systems change, you add or take off your checklists. It's the same as like your projects and that, you add or take off tasks once you've done them, new tasks that needs to be done. And in some cases with the projects, if it's a very big project, you could break it down under the index cards under separate sections. So if you've got, for instance, you're renovating a home, you could have a whole section for each individual room. So you could have one for kitchen, one for bathroom, and then a load of different cards behind that section for things like, oh right, we're going to replace the sink and the tap, so that could be one card, the bath could be another, flooring could be another, and that sort of thing, as well as contact cards for your builder, for the person who's going to supply your carpet, all of those sort of things. I also use a digital system. So it's in conjunction with this, because none of this stuff in here is stuff off the internet. So if I find a web page that I really like, that I want to go back and reference, then that would go, I've just transferred over to ClickUp, and I'm using that. I'm going to see how that goes. I don't do digital planning. Digital planning and me are not very friendly, but I'm giving it a go. So if I find a page I like on the web, I'll put a link in ClickUp to go back and look at that and get any information out of that. If there's a YouTube video I want to watch, or something comes through on email that needs my attention, or I want to read because it's a newsletter from somebody I like, that sort of thing, those will all go into ClickUp for me to review. I hope that helps. I hope that is interesting to you, maybe even inspiring in respect to how I'm using index cards at the moment. I have to say, I'm loving this system. This really does speak to me in a very big way. And just the fact that I sit down and I write cards with tasks on, or with ideas on, and it's so universal that all of those things can go in the same system. As it says on this here, everything in one place. Everything in one place. Absolutely. All the ideas, all the project plans, all the monthly task list, the checklist, the lot, all in the same place. You don't have to go looking through your systems for everything then. And it's working. This really is working, and I'm loving it. If you like index cards, please give me a thumbs up. If you're using an index card system, or you're interested in the Zettelkasten, or you've you know it's worked or it hasn't worked, this sort of thing has or hasn't worked for you, please comment down below. Let me know what you're all thinking, what you're all sort of using at the moment. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing. It really does help my channel, and I would love to see you again. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.